Get ready. Get set. It's time for the Basement View. Well, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's me back again. It's Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I'm not really sure. It's all this crazy shit going on. Uh, but welcome back. It's me. I'm here. Shoot, as crazy as things have been. And, well, let's get right into it. Whew. I guess the foolishness has started. But before we get into the appointments and stuff, I just want to hit on one thing. We have gotten the crazies have gotten really started with the racist stuff. I mean, and the misogynistic stuff and all the stuff. I mean, they have come out, and I mean, they are having a ball. I do not know what's wrong with them. I guess they just giddy. And I get it. You got one. He campaigned on turning y'all loose so y'all can act a fool. You know, remember a whole lot of people got their jaws broke the last time he was in office. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, I'm going to get tonight started just by showing one character. This guy, I guess his idea is to show, his idea is to just show what they feel. This is how they feel. By the way, if you're watching, hit that thumbs up for me. That helps out on that algorithm thing. But I'm gonna play this video just to show what these people thinking.
Feel when we control your bodies. Hey, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president. Never. There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling. Dude, it's a ceiling made of bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling. We will keep you down forever. You will never control your own bodies. You will never be the president of the global empire. Never gonna happen, sweetie. Your body, our choice.
Well, I guess we know how he feels about it, huh? I guess we know how he feels about it. That's a shame. That's a shame. Got a lot of that going on too. You know, between that, the comments about trans and homosexuals, you know, comments about the blacks, and I understand people are getting phone calls and text messages talking about reporting the plantations and shit. You know, Latinos are getting text messages talking about vans are going to be showing up to pick them up. They literally getting text messages on their phones. talking about their whole family is going to be picked up. Well, here we go with the foolishness. You know, this is playing some crazy shit. Crazy shit. And, you know, you could see this coming. You could see this coming. You knew they was going to do this because, you know, let's face it, who they voted for. They voted for this guy on purpose. You know, this is what they're about. You know, so let's just see how long this plays out. But remember, y'all, a lot of people got their jaw broke the last time Trump was in office. You know, when you're out there in the world, you know, you might want to watch what you say. You know, I know your guy won, but you still better watch what you say while you out in public. Just a warning. Anyway, let's talk about some of these appointments. Now, I stopped by the Talking Heads today, and it was just for the heck of it. I have not been paying the Talking Heads any attention. I hadn't been paying any appointments any attention. Hadn't been really looking at any of that because let's face it. And when I stopped by there and looked at them today, I was right. I think they have become. They must have got bitten by zombies because they're still speaking, having conversations about this situation we're in and trying to find rationality in it. You know, there's no rationality in this. So you can forget looking for rationality. All right. When I stopped to look at whatever show it was, they had just announced Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. They just announced him as nominee, Trump's nominee for Attorney General. Matt Gaetz. The Matt Gaetz that was investigated for bringing teenagers across state lines to have sex. That Matt Gaetz. Yes. For Attorney General. Now, I immediately knew two things. There's two things about that nomination. One, that nomination serves, as a matter of fact, that nomination serves along with Tulsi Gabbard and Hogsett, Pete Hogsett. Tulsi Gabbard, Director of Intelligence? Really? Okay. Matt Gaetz, no experience with any prosecuting anything. The only experience he got with prosecuting anything is him being prosecuted. Tulsi Gabbard, no experience with any kind of intelligence. None. No intelligence community experience at all. And they got this Pete guy off of a weekend show at Fox News. He's going to be the director of the Department of Defense, Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Defense. A guy off the weekend shows on Fox News. Let that sink in. He went and got a weekend show host from Fox News and going to make him Secretary of Defense of the United States over the Department of Defense. So, one thing you have to look at, see, when you're having these discussions about these appointments, you got to look past what you would normally be talking about. As I looked at the discussions they were having, they would say things like, well, how would Matt Gaetz fit into the environment at the Justice Department? How is he going to get those career employees? How is he going to motivate them to be for the environment to work well in the Justice Department? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, are you really fucking kidding me? I mean, really? Is that what you're saying? Let's get something straight. These nominations have two purposes. And as you see the nominations come out, understand there's two purposes. And also understand, when Trump left office and Project 2025 came to fruition, when the plan was completed, when the blueprint was completed, they started interviewing for positions then. These people that are being nominated already knew they were going to be nominated for these positions. So as you hear these announcements, don't think he had just recently thought about who he was going to pick and yada, yada, yada. These people had already been interviewed, and the plan, they all have a walking copy of this plan, and they already know their assignment. Okay? So understand, Matt Gaetz, once you nominate him, the first thing it's going to do, it's going to clog up the Senate. Now, here's what I'm expecting. Because first of all, for any of these nominees to get through the Senate, they have to be, right now, has to be a majority, a 60 vote majority, because of the filibuster. Okay? Now, the first thing I'm expecting to hear next year is the Senate dropping the filibuster. Now, the Republicans have always cried, you can't drop the filibuster. You can't drop the filibuster. We need that. Each side's going to need that when the other side is in control. Well, this is a different group. This group ain't playing by no rules. Okay? So the first thing I'm expecting to see is the elimination of the filibuster. All right? That will mean the nomination process will only need 50 plus 1. You know? All right. So, do they have 50 plus 1 that will want Matt Gaetz at the Attorney General's office? See, understand something else. There's a lot of Republicans that don't like Matt Gaetz. They understand what a bad person Matt Gaetz is. They also understand that Matt Gaetz won't hesitate to turn on any one of those. Okay? Any one of them at any time could get Matt Gaetz fury. Okay? So the question becomes, is there 50 plus 1 that will allow his nomination to go through the Senate and get confirmed? That's the big question. But that's the reason he's nominated too. 2 reasons. Clog up the Senate. Because once the Senate is clogged up with that, guess what our friend Trump is doing? He's doing other stuff. Okay? So your attention is on the Senate and what's going on there, and the big ass bottleneck there. that the Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard, and Hodgsek, or whatever his name is, and those after them, that's going to clog the Senate up, and he can be free to be doing other stuff while nobody's watching. Okay? Now, the second part, remember I said it was two purposes. The second purpose is, once confirmed, understand something. Matt Gaetz was not nominated to go in to the Attorney General's job and make it a better environment. Okay? Tulsi Gabbard was not nominated to be Director of National Intelligence to go into that department and make it a good department and further our knowledge. Okay? This guy going to Department of Defense, he's not going in there to make the Pentagon a better place and make our armed forces a great place. These people have been picked to be demolition experts. Okay? While Project 2025 speaks of making these agencies and processes better, you have to understand what they mean by better. What they mean by better is out of our way. Okay? These agencies and processes are in our way, and we want them out of our way to do what we want to do. So these people are nominated, and if confirmed, they're going in to destroy it from within. Let's take the Justice Department. The minute a Matt Gaetz becomes Attorney General, you're going to lose 50 to 75% of your prosecutorial employees. Your prosecutorial employees, investigators, all the people that do the work, 50 to 75% of them are going to leave. They won't work for Matt Gaetz. And Trump already knows that. And the Heritage Foundation already knows that. And the other 25% have already been vetted. Will you do whatever you're asked? And they've already answered the big yes. I'll do whatever I'm asked. So that 25% will be there. And then they can go to the list that they've already interviewed and fill those other spots with people that will do the bidding of Matt Gaetz being directed by Donald Trump. They want people that will prosecute you. They will trump up charges, trump up evidence, and prosecute you. That's what this nomination is about. He's not going in there to make it better. He's not going in there. You can't make any sense of this nomination. Come on, really? That's not what this is about. This is absolutely, plain and simple, about destroying the government from the inside. That's what they intend to do. That's what this is all about. Okay? Now, as a matter of fact, let me play a nomination for you, and we're going to look at it. And this is not a nomination because, first, this office doesn't even exist. Okay? I don't know where the Department of government efficiency is going to come from because there's no government office of that name. Are they going to create a new government office? They could. Let's find out. But let's listen to this for a second.
Following more breaking Trump transition news at this hour, President-elect Trump tapping Tesla CEO Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to lead a, quote, Department of Government Efficiency. He's also confirmed just moments ago what we would have been reporting, that he will name South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem to be Secretary of Homeland Security. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard joins us tonight now with the latest on all this. Vaughn, obviously the big news right now that just happened moments ago, Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy. What do we know about this new government agency, and how will it work?
Exactly. A lot has developed since the start of the show, Tom. For Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, this idea of the Department of Government Efficiency, number one, exactly how is it created? What does it actually look like? Is there a budget and a staff behind it? These details are very unclear. What I can tell you, though, is that Elon Musk, over the course of the last week, has been a consistent presence at Mar-a-Lago ever since Donald Trump's election. But even before Election Day, Elon Musk had been on the campaign trail on behalf of Donald Trump. And Elon Musk had talked about the fact that the U.S. annual federal budget is about $6 trillion. And he had been telling crowds that he would be able to cut $2 trillion out of the federal budget, which would be slashing it by 1/3 annually. And Donald Trump himself had echoed this on the campaign trail, saying that he would put Elon Musk in charge of government efficiency and bring him in his administration to do just that. And now, 1 week after his election, he is now promising to go forward with that campaign promise. And now when we're talking about $2 trillion out of the federal budget, we're talking about staggering numbers that Elon Musk, even himself, admitted would be causing hardships for Americans on the outset, but that it would be financially beneficial for the country in the long term. Of course, we're talking about the federal budget. You're talking about defense spending, immigration spending. You're talking about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. There's no details that have been provided here at this time, but Donald Trump suggesting that the two men, Ramaswamy and Musk, will have until mid-2026 to figure this out and bring efficiency to the federal government. Again, very little details as to exactly what that means at this point in time.
You know, Vaughn, do you think, and I know you would be speculating here, but do you think Elon Musk and Vivek maybe are, I don't know if the word is disappointed, right? But they were such staunch supporters of President-elect Trump. And I know, Elon Musk spoke about this agency. This was a big thing for him. But for Vivek, I mean, weren't there other ideas and plans for him?
That was the question mark as to where Vivek Ramaswamy would potentially go. But though he was also in discussion as potentially an appointment to fill J.D. Vance's Ohio U.S. Senate seat. He's Ohio a resident himself. And so I think for Vivek Ramaswamy to actually be tied to the world's richest man, Elon Musk, it's not necessarily a bad gig, depending on exactly where it goes and how long of a leash that they have. But again, so much of the budget is going to also rely on lawmakers and the Republican majorities on Capitol Hill to sign off on said budget. So this is going to be a complicated and intense few months, I think we should expect in Washington, D.C.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on.
Okay, let's break that down. We got a guy, two guys, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who have been put in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, just how efficient is it to put two people in the job of one guy? Okay? The job of one guy is going to be taken by two people. Efficiency, huh? And two millionaires. Well, a billion. Well, no, damn near a trillionaire and a billionaire and a millionaire. You got a millionaire gonna be. I guess he's gonna be following, shadowing the gazillionaire around with a notepad or something. Where's this department coming from? Who's funding it? I guess I guess you can just make up a department now, you know. I don't know. Oh, by the way, if you're trying to make a comment and can't, that may be because of something I did. I just noticed it, and I'll fix it next time. I really don't know what happened. So we'll see. Anyway, the fact that this new department is designed to cut money, cut federal money, and they're going to be cutting from the bottom up. Understand that, you know, Medicare, Medicaid, all of that sort of stuff. That's where it's going to be coming from. So that's what's going to be happening. So it is what it is. Again, I wish I did know what I did. I wish I knew what happened with the chat, with the comments. I have no idea what happened. Guess I'll have to figure that out. But, and because of that, I think I'll make this one short. But yeah, these guys, their intention is to go in and strip. They're just demolition people. Understand that that is the sole purpose of all of this. Their intention is to strip. Period. So, as we go through this, I hope that we can understand that that's the point. That's the point. Don't try and make anything rational out of this, because there is nothing rational about this. There's no, how is this person qualified to run this department? Don't even think that. That's not what this is about. This ain't about them going in and running the department. It's about going in and destroying the department. That's what it's about. So let's keep that in mind. The other thing is, I was going to also look at some crazy shit tonight. I'm gonna get off of that because, you know, that's for some reason we having a hard time. People are having a hard time understanding the purpose of Project 2025. It is meant to destroy the government from the inside out. That's what it's meant to do. And what's left is simply going to be to control you. That's it. That's the plan. So there's no rationality going on here. There's no, is this person qualified to do that job? No, they're not qualified to do that job. But that's the point. They don't have any intention of doing the job. They're just going to go on and destroy the agency. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone right there. And since apparently something happened and I got no chat, I'm going to move along and go. Here we go. Man, you know what? I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, I couldn't see it. Now I can. Don't know what happened there. Okay, Lisa, I see you asked what is a filibuster a long time ago. Sorry about that. For some reason, I couldn't see the chat. It was out. you know, it just popped in. The filibuster is what's called, how can I explain it? In the Senate, back in the day, the Senate decided that instead of having a majority of 50 plus 1 in order to pass bills into laws, they said, well, in order for the side that is not in control to have a little power, they created what's called a supermajority. And that supermajority means you have to have 60 votes. Okay? You know, in order to have the majority in the Senate, it's 50 plus 1. Well, a supermajority is 60. And to ensure that that setup stays that way, they created what's called a filibuster. And a filibuster is any senator on the opposing side can hold up the law, can hold up the process. As a senator, if I'm in the minority, I can raise my hand and say, filibuster. Now, a filibuster used to be where during the process of bringing conversation to the floor, if you filibustered, it was your job to speak until a decision was made. Well, as time went on, all of that got whittled down because, you know, motherfuckers is lazy. And it turned into, I just raised my hand up and filibuster. And that means we can't even talk about this because I object. That's what a filibuster is. So right now, anybody who's in the minority can just raise their hand and say, I filibuster. And whatever conversation that was about to go on has to be tabled. And that process stops right there. So that's what that is. To get back to what I was originally saying, though, it's just and hey, Charles, I see what you're saying, that you'll never be controlled. Hey, I feel the same way. I was talking to my brother today. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't pick shit. You know, when they start taking busloads of Latinos out, you know, because they literally said it again today. I heard it again today, that those people who think because they were brought here at 1 year old. Remember when Obama was in, if you were brought here at 1 year old, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and you're 15 now or 20 now, and you're basically an American citizen because let's say you were Mexican, but you never knew anything about Mexico except for what you heard from your relatives. Those people, you out. You going to Mexico. Okay? So, those people that fall under DACA, they're out. Also, if your parents was illegal and came here and you were born here. That's called birthright citizenship. If you're born in America, you're an American. They intend to take birthright citizenship away from you. So, just because you were born here, if your parents were illegal, understand. Brother said it on the interview the other day when they asked, "Hey, is there a way to deport people without separating them?" He said, "Yeah, send the whole family. We'll deport the whole family." That's So as I was talking to my brother today, hey, I can't pick shit. So once you send all these people out that doing all the vegetable picking and fruit picking and lawn cutting and shit, I'm sorry. I can't pick nan piece of cabbage. I can't pick nan goddamn orange or apple. I'm sorry. So I ain't got number one choice. I got one choice. So, hey Charles, I guess we're going to have to get back to back, brother, and fight this one out. We got to fight this battle. So, anyway. That's the plan. The plan is not to have anything that makes sense. All of these people, they knew they were going to be hired for these positions right after Trump got out. They got a whole list. As a matter of fact, I think I played a video some time ago that showed where they have an entire network of people that they've already interviewed, got ready to go, feet on the ground, ready to go in the door and start destroying shit. That's it. This is not about making anything better. Not better for you and me anyway. Maybe better for them. Of course it'll be better for them. But government agencies, programs, just today, again, when I was looking at the talking heads for a second, and I sure hate I even looked, because all they did was confirm what they were saying in the first place. Department of Education, gone. You name it. You name it. They're destroying it because they want government out of their way. Oh, EPA and regulations. Yeah, they put a guy in charge of the EPA. Yeah, anyway, get ready for lousy water and lousy air, and just to show you, you got the talking heads still talking about climate change and the climate accords that's coming up. This summit's coming up, blah, blah, blah. You can forget that shit. They are going to strip every word about climate change from every document in the U.S. government. They're not going to be bothered with any climate change anymore. You can quit talking about that shit. I don't know if anybody was paying these people attention when they were speaking. Every one of these people that are being nominated right now, every time they've been asked what would they do in a particular situation, and they've said it right up front. Get rid of it. We getting rid of everything. And nobody seems to be listening. So understand that Project 2025 is a blueprint for destroying the U.S. government from within. All right, I'm done with that. Let's talk about zombies for a second. Let's talk about zombies. I decided that from time to time I'm gonna be throwing some social media shit in that's going on out there, just to illustrate what the fuck I mean about zombies all around you. Okay? Just to illustrate how stupid, how absolutely brainless we've become in our society. Okay? Oh, and before I get into that, a friend of mine just last night introduced me to a movie called Idiocracy. I almost forgot to mention that. Idiocracy. It's on YouTube, free to watch. You gotta see that movie. If you haven't seen it, you gotta see it. He told me, he said, hey, you gotta watch this. It'll tie you right to today. Boy, goddamn. Idiocracy. Okay? Watch that movie. Boy, you'll have one hell of a laugh. And a lot of stuff will be, kind of clear. Anyway, let's watch a quick let's watch a clip.
Most of us know.
Okay. Now, I don't know what the fuck that was all about. Okay? I don't know what the fuck that motherfucker was thinking. But when I tell you, you're surrounded by zombies, you're surrounded by zombies. These motherfuckers ain't thinking. Okay? These people are not think. There's no brain up there. Did you just see what this jackass did? He should have stood on his hands over it. That's what he should have did. He should have stood on his hands and let that motherfucker smash his skull. That's what he should have did. Because, that would have been at least the end of him doing dumb shit. See, this stupid motherfucker right here, he will make babies and vote. Okay? That stupid motherfucker right there will make babies and vote. Zombies. Check this out. As a matter of fact, let's look at a clip from the news. And if this don't trip you the hell out, I don't know what will.
Butter comes from milk. Some people don't, however. Social media is putting Costco on blast for recalling 80,000 pounds of Kirkland signature butter, the good stuff.
That's a lot of butter.
Why? Because it doesn't have an allergy warning that butter, quote, contains milk. Again, people should know that already. People who know a thing or two about dairy, they are dumbfounded by this. One person on X wrote, it's butter. News articles are telling people how they can return or safely dispose of butter. It's butter. Another chimed in, next they'll recall beef that might contain cow. A decent point. And this person joked, can y'all please safely dispose of it at my house? I have a lot of holiday baking to do.
That's a good point. It's not the time to get rid of butter.
I just really, this is where we're kind of babying people. Yeah. I do think, come on, do we have to tell people that butter has milk in it?
Anyone with a dairy allergy knows that butter has milk in it.
You know what? Yes, exactly. Like my wife, for example. We're a non-butter household.
So, we got to tell people that butter has milk in it. There's people walking around on the street that don't know butter is made from milk. How many of you all didn't know butter was made from milk? Raise your hands if you didn't know butter was made from milk. You know, hold on. I need to go get my pistol. I'll be right back. You know. They have to recall butter to put a label on it that says it contains milk. Yeah, okay. Well, lawsuits opens the opportunity for lawsuits. Well, I suppose you can sue anybody for anything now, I guess, you know. If you got a milk allergy, I guess you can go get a stick of butter and then sue because it doesn't have an allergy warning on it. Yeah, I guess you could do that, you know. I guess that's where we are today, you know. Don't that tell you this a zombie nation? You know. Damn, okay. So that's all we are is zombies and lawsuits. Zombies and lawsuits. Y'all know this motherfucker going to hell, right? Y'all know this country going to hell. Okay? Now, unfortunately, I done read my goddamn mouth for a hell of a lot. I intended to get some more into this Project 2025, but I felt like I needed to hammer home what the idea is when you watching the talking heads and they trying to rationalize stuff. You gotta understand. Stop trying to rationalize shit. Stop trying to think. You know, because there's nothing for you to think about. Next year we'll be zombies without the lawsuits. Well, I'm gonna try my damnedest not to be a zombie. I'm gonna try to keep them son bitches from biting me. Okay? I'm gonna try to keep my sanity. You know, now I might have my back up against the wall in a corner, you know, but I'm gonna try my best to not get bit. You know, again, I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna try and clarify what I see. What happened to backgrounds with all these crazies in the White House? What would happen to backgrounds? What background? I don't understand. What do you mean by background? Let me know, because I don't get it. I'm assuming you either mean their personal records or anything that they may have been guilty of, or yeah, their criminal records or something, whatever happens. Well, let's understand something. If a Matt Gaetz gets into office, and let's face it, it does not matter who Trump puts in at Attorney General. All the federal shit disappears. I guarantee you, their criminal backgrounds federally. Now, as of right now, they have no authority in the states. But all federal cases are going to be wiped. Anything, remember January 6th, a lot of the House of Representative members and the Senate members, they was doing shit, and the Justice Department took their phones and confiscated a lot of their records. All that shit. And I know for a fact, I can guarantee that the Justice Department was just waiting to see what happened before any indictments came down on some of those folks. All of that shit disappears. That's gone. You can forget about hearing any federal cases about any of those people, period. Trump, everybody, Trump on down. All the federal stuff is gone. State stuff, you know, that depends on how fast they can assemble a consensus between the House and the Senate and pass some kind of legislation that will shield them from the state. You know, they could, in theory, do that. But as of right now, state crimes are state crimes and cannot be touched by anybody in the Fed. So those records and offenses stay on the books. And there's only a couple of people who get immunity, like just a couple of people, Trump and a couple of people that he designates. He can't just hand out immunity. Now, what he can do is anything. Well, he can't even pardon in a state crime, so he can't help you state-wise. So, but that's that. So, like I said, I'll be here and I will be just telling you all what it looks like to me. You know, I'm not going to be, I'm out of the MAGA bashing business and just in the let's say informing the people business. Okay, I will just keep my eyes open and inform on what I'm seeing, and do it that way. By the way, let's look at a little something, a little old lady, something she had to say I thought was pretty cool.
Shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe because the axe was clever and convinced them that because its handle was made of wood, it was one of them.
Yeah. How apropos. How apropos. Sounds about right, huh? Sounds about right. So, anyway, I guess I will get back into this Friday. I'm going to cut this short right here because I spent all my time running my mouth. I just thought that was important because everybody seems to like be ignoring or forgotten, or if some of them actually read Project 2025, didn't get it, or just don't believe that this is the stuff they intend to do. For some reason, they still want to believe that these people intend to do something good. Or, their idea of good, trust me, is not your idea of good. Okay? So, long as we all clear on that. Anyway. All right. I'm going to stop this right here because I've been just running my mouth and shit. I just keep running my goddamn mouth all night. So, but anyway. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate y'all as usual. Friday, 7 o'clock, I will be here. And I really want to know what happened, because the chat just, all of a sudden, it popped up. I was like, what the hell? Couldn't see nothing early on. Anyway, see you Friday. Y'all have a good one. And look, stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your eyes open. Okay? We'll see you Friday at 7. Take it easy.